Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and today we are finally looking at
Scalar 2.
yeah. Strap yourselves in, this one's going to be a long one. We're going to kick off with something a little different today, you know what I mean? Because this is Scalar 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is How to App on iOS. Hope you're all doing really cool. That Scalar, one portion of it, it's amazing. It's an incredible app, and it's something you're going to want to own. It is brilliant. Welcome to the show. Let's say hello to everybody here, and then we'll jump in and have a deep dive, as deep as I possibly can. How deep? That deep. Boom. Ooh. Hello to Cy Effin. Hello, Gregory O'Sullivan. Andy Goldsby, what's happening? Paying to get, ching ching. Not doing the sound effects because it's too much to do today. Jim Shannon on sounds. Who else is here as I scroll down through the list? Thomas Christ, what is happening, my friend? Russ8889, no Jippo music here, mate. Tom Caraher, I hope you're doing well. Scott Borthwick, welcome to the show. Good to see you all, my friends. If I missed anyone, I'm just scrolling down the list. Who else is here? Let me know if you're here in the chat. I think I got Gregory O'Sullivan. Greg, what's going on? Mark, bro, howdy do. Howdy do. Good to see you all. How deep is my love? My love is deep for this app. I'll tell you what, this app is incredible. It is. I'll jump out of this. We'll come back to this later. I'll just make sure I've saved it and all that jazz. Save session. So all of that was made utterly in Scalar, except for Hammerhead and a bit of swam on the end there. But you'll see what I mean in a very short second. So we'll close out of this for now. We'll shut it or get it away, get it gone good. Let's have a look at how much it costs and stuff like that. There's some price drops. Go and have a look on AppSliced if you want to find out. Today we've got so much to do. This is Scalar. It is free to download. And you get a whole bunch of things you can do. But it is incredibly worth your time to pay the $18.99 USD for the unlock because, as you will see, it unlocks an absolute world of music. Not only is this something to create music with, get ideas from, this is something to learn from. This will teach you how to understand chord progressions. This will teach you how to understand song structure in so many ways, rhythms, melodies, so many things you can learn from this. Even guitar. I shit you not. There is guitar stuff in here up the wazoo. All right, so there's the price. That's what it's all worth. We're going to jump straight in as a standalone first and try and cover the some of the stuff that you can do with it, and then we'll jump in and make some music with it. Trust me, it's incredible. So we're going to open it up as a standalone first, as it makes a few weird sounds. There we go. So this is the screen you will initially get when you load up Scalar. Every time you load it up, unless you click this little thing here, don't show again. I like to leave it because there's a lot of handy stuff just sitting here on the front page. Video tutorials will take you straight through to Scalar Plugin's YouTube channel where they show you how to use it in little bite-sized pieces. You've got an online community, which is the scalarplugin.com message boards, really cool. And you have a manual, of course. But we'll skip out of that because that's what I'm here to hopefully help you understand today. Hello, Patrick Chandler as well. All right. Let's jump in. Dan Ekberg, g'day to you too. So this is Scalar. This is the overall look. As you can tell, probably by looking at the top here, you've got a keyboard, which you can drag your mouse around on, yeah? If you've got an external keyboard like I do, it should just magically connect. That's what it does, but there is a place for you to go to connect that as well, like with most apps, yeah? So here's our, whee! Lovely stuff. First off, let's talk about the sounds that you get. Are they incredible? No. Are they great? No. Are they good enough for you to make some music with? Definitely, 100%. But the beautiful thing is, not only can you use the incredible amount of sounds in here to make music with, you can use this to control your AUv3s and other music as well. Hello, Lou Reality. I hope you're doing good. So we'll run through some of the instruments first. Now you can find these instruments over here on the left-hand side up the top, and you can turn them off. You can turn them off. You don't even need to use them. But you get a whole lot of bass instruments. So 808, bass guitar, chorus bass, FM bass, jazz bass, retro bass, saw bass, tight bass, all the bass. Know what I'm saying? You've also got some guitars, and you've got acoustic guitars, alternative guitars, electric guitar, retro guitar, 6-string steel acoustic. You also have some hybrid stuff here, hybrid keys, hybrid orchestra, hybrid staccato. You have some orchestral sounds, lovely brass ensemble, some choirs, a choir, staccato strings, string ensemble, a wood ensemble for those who like to get wood. And you also have a piano, and the one you're listening to now is called the felt piano. I think it's the best sound on here. It's beautiful. Really lo-fi, really retro, wonderful. You've got a digital piano, an electric piano, grand piano, soft piano, for those of you who aren't getting it hard enough. Vintage keys, and last but not least, in our instruments, we have a plethora of synth sounds. Hello, JDL. So you got Celestial, Detroit, Distance, Dream On. Look at all these beautiful synth sounds. There's a nice little selection of synth sounds for you to just go for it. Have as much fun as you can. So those are your sounds. We'll run through some of them shortly, yes, but we need to run through some of the controls here and what's going on. First thing we're going to talk about is the detect section of this. So not only can you create stuff with this, you can detect sounds. Hello, Mark Effects, what's going on? You can detect sounds. Now, there's multiple ways you can detect sounds to create chords and scales from this. So you can detect by playing your keyboard. And you have this big detect button here. It's really easy to spot. It's the first along the list here. But before I go into that, there are 3 sections. Now, you can see an A over here to the left and a C down here. But you will notice a B will become another section. We'll take up this section in here shortly. So these are the 3 sections that you work within. Let's hit detect and see what happens. And what pops up straight away is your options for your MIDI in and MIDI out. This is where you can choose your keyboard, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Kim Harden Hudson. Mwah. Hello to you. And up here, you will see there's a little thing you can click on. And this gives you the option to detect sound from a MIDI source, detect sound from an audio source, or you can even open a MIDI file or an audio file. But we'll stick with MIDI right now because we're using our keyboard here, yeah? So we'll just make sure that's selected. Now that we have the little MIDI selected here, all I need to do is hit this little record button. That's all I need to do. And it's now waiting. We'll just click off there. So you can see it flashing. When it's not flashing, it's on idle. And when it is flashing, it goes dark here and lets you know right there it's waiting for input. So I can basically input anything I want into the keyboard, even chords that don't make sense. Let's just do random stuff and see what it gives us. Already did that one, didn't I? Now I did notes there, you'll see. See what happened there? So I'll do that again. And I made a mistake because I want to show you the warts and all of actually what it does. So now that we've done that, if we go over here and hit the stop, we now have some chords here that it has put in. Now you'll notice here, it's put this little bump here. It's a little C that's just like made a mistake. How do I get rid of these? Because if I hit play, let's hear what it's recorded in. Oh, there's a note. No, I don't want all of those. I don't want all those. So let's remove some of them. You have this little shift button down here, and this is your secret little button to do your altering and stuff, yeah? So if I hit shift, you'll notice all of these get a little ring around them so I can mess with them. So now I can click on this, and you get a whole bunch of drop downs here, like check all, select all chords, convert unison chord, a whole bunch of things. But I just want to remove this. Goodbye. Let's remove this one here as well. Let's just remove this one. We don't need that. Remove. And we'll keep this E minor, and we'll keep this one here. Or we'll just get rid of them all. This is the thing. You can get rid of them as you wish. You can remove that. Now we can remove this one. Let's shift and get rid of that one. Goodbye. And I can hit chord detect again, and we can add to it as well. So now it's waiting for something else, and I can go and add something else there. Hit stop. And now we've got some chords, and it's told us exactly what they are. And you'll notice the first thing, when I hover my mouse over these, look at that on the keys. It gives you a representation of what those chords are. That is wicked. So as I said, this is more than just making music. This is about learning. Yeah, absolutely learning what chords are. And it tells us straight away what it believes this scale is. You can see down here, detected scales. So within this, it's given us a whole list of scales that it believes this could be within. Really, really cool. And so now that we have these chords, you can hit play and just listen to them. Do they make sense? They don't have to. Because Scalar can help you get to the places you need to go to make beautiful chords and such. But now if I concentrate now down on here on detected scales, you'll notice a little play button over here next to each one. And what's cool is it tells us what each scale, what kind of music it is. So you can see here this C major scale is happy, light, bright and positive, everything I'm not. So, but if you hit play, there's your C major scale. Another great learning tool to understand what a scale is, where it is. Now I can click underneath here and look, this has changed a little bit now. This has actually changed a little bit to suit what's going on. Did it change it? Yeah, no, it didn't actually. So we can check the scale of this as well by hitting play. A Mixolydian, right? Or we can choose this one. If we go back here, this little hamburger thing takes you back kind of thing. But if we choose this now, we have had a difference here, you'll notice. Only slightly, but there's a difference in there. And when we've clicked on this scale that we want, let's just go back to the major. It gives us another row of chords down here, which is really nice. Now this gives us an option to start building our chords, which we can place down here in our little palette down the bottom. So we can see we've got this C sus4, F major 4, that we've got all these, right? Now down here, these are other options we can add, and across the top, it gives us more options. So these are all triads. It's set to triads right now. And they're all in the C major scale. Now if I click to sevenths, and hit play. Don't worry, Andy, you'll catch up because there's a guitar section. So now that was all in sevenths. Scale, same scale, but in sevenths. So if we change this to ninths now and hit play. Oh, we didn't change it. Let's change it to ninths. Then we can just change to 11ths, 13ths. We've even got voicings here. Watch when we hit voicings, the difference of these chords. You can see up here, remember you've got your representation of what's being added. So we're getting a lower octave added to this with the first voicing. Now if we change the voicing 2, hit play. So let's try something like voicing 6. You've got plenty of options to really build interesting chords. Beautiful stuff. But not only do you have voicings, over here you have this section called variations. Now these will take all the chords here, so that are in this scale, which is a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and give you different options here. So a supertonic, mediant. If we click through, and what happens is this tonic C gives you a whole bunch of C options here. If we play through all these options of C, and look how many there are. There's so many of them, like C major 9ths, all this stuff. And we can stop that and then choose the D, because the D's in the scale too. We can go through all these as well. already this has given you like so many chords to mess around with, and you can start building something. So let's do it, shall we? We'll bring in this C sus4 from up here, and we'll drop it down. You just drag it. Just drag it into your little palette down the bottom here. So there's our first one. We got this F here. Do we want to keep that? Do we want to? Let's go this subdominant F and see what we can get out of this. That's interesting. That's nice. Let's grab this one and drag it in over here. And we've got this E minor here. So we'll go back to our voicings. And we've got an E. This is our E minor. We can go in here and take it to maybe a voicing 1. See what that sounds like. Nice and deep. All right, we'll drag that one in. So we'll just bring 4 in here for now. And what do we got here? We've got this G major. We'll just drag that in. So now down here, if we hit play, and I have this little loop on, so it will keep playing. This is what we've built. It's 4 nice chords. Yes, there are rest chords you can add as well. It's deep, man. I'm going to try and get through as much as I can as fast as possible. So, you know, I keep you guys interested. So let's just hear what our first 4 chords sound like. Hello, Audible. Hello, I have an idea. Nice. So there's the start of a song. How easy was that to make? And we just did it from detecting some random chords. And that's the basis of beginning a new song. But there's so much more. So I'm going to just scrub this, because we can come back to it. So that's the detect a chord and quickly build a song. So how do you scrub something? You just run up the top here. You've got 2 kind of option screens, yeah? 2 option screens. This one up here, which gives you your clear state, some syncing options, and your importing and exporting stuff. And then over here, you have this cog, which has a whole lot of options like syncing your DAW, chord durations, velocities, global latching. There's a whole bunch of stuff which we'll get to over there. But we want to clear this for now. We just want to get rid of it. And we're going to hit clear state. Everything's gone. All right, it's all gone. Now I want to show you. But first, I want to be clear with this. We're going to hit detect again. But I want to detect something from an audio file. Yeah? Now, I want you to be aware when you go up here, so you hit detect, and when you click on the options up here, you have these options: open a MIDI file or open an audio file. Be aware, you can only do these 2 options in the standalone mode. Currently, if you try to do it as an AUv3, the app will crash. Hopefully that will be fixed. Or maybe they've made it so they don't want you to do that. But I expect it will be fixed. But let's open an audio file, shall we? And now I will jump the gun here and let you know it's not perfect, right? This is one thing is not perfect. But nothing is perfect. If you believe in perfection, you're lying to yourself. So let's grab a song. And let's grab Murdering Time by Pete. I've got an instrumental version of Murdering Time. We'll hit yes. And, hang on, did that already make the chords? No, that didn't make the chords. What's going on here? Let's clear that. Why have I got it set to MIDI? We want it to go to open audio file. Try that again. Why did that not work? This will replace the current file detection. Continue, yes. Now, detect. I don't know why it's doing that to me. We'll try and, this worked. I love live streams. They're great. We'll try opening it again. Opening the audio file. There we go. So I'm going to hit record now because we've got the song in here. And, so you hit record first. There we go. I think that's right. Audio. And we want to hit open an audio file. This one. Go. Yes. Did it work? It's not supposed to do that. Do you know I did this like 4 times yesterday? I give the fuck up. Oops. I give the fuck up. These aren't the chords, man. Let's go to audio here. Because you're supposed to play it and it's supposed to work. Let's get the sound there. Hit record. It should be playing the song now. All right, I give up. Maybe I saved it in the wrong format, but I can show you another way to do it. Let's do this. Because you can actually do it in AUM. So if I open a track here, an audio track, and let's open an audio file from our file player, and we'll choose the same track, the Pete Johns track. Where is it? There it is, Murdering Time. And then we'll go in here to our effects section. Now, there are 3 different versions of Scalar 2 that you can open, right? So, and you'll see these straight away. If I open and do a search now for Scalar, we've only got this one here, which is called Scalar Audio 2. Scalar Audio 2 is for what you use as an effects unit or in GarageBand. So there's 3 of them. There's Scalar MIDI, there's Scalar 2, and Scalar Audio 2. Scalar Audio 2 is for your effects section in here if you're using an AUv3 instrument or if you're using in GarageBand. So you have to remember that. So let's click this, and I'll just pop out of Scalar down here. We'll reboot that, see if that works when we come back. So now we can go in here to our new Scalar, and this is set up to our audio file. So now we can hit detect, and now we're set to audio, right? So now we're set to audio. So now if I hit the little record button and start playing Pete's track, look at it go. Let's just stop it there. Now, as I said, it's not going to be perfect, but what you can do is go in here and find the notes which you feel were wrong. Holy senses, the darkness. All right, so we've got this A flat major. Holy senses, the darkness. Do, 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 do. Holy nothing here to pay. So it's these 1, 2. No. It's now, so now we can go in here and delete these, yeah, and get rid of what we don't want. So we don't want this. We'll get rid of that. We'll remove it. Holy senses, the darkness. We can go in here and get rid of this one. So it depends on the music that you put in there as well, yeah. We'll get rid of this. We don't need this here. So we'll remove that. No. We'll take this one out too. And the last one was Holy senses, the darkness. Holy village of pain. That one. So we've got to get rid of all these. And, you know, I picked a hard song on purpose just to show you that. So we'll get rid of that. I think it's... And now we can get rid of all the rest of these. So we don't need these. We can shift. And you can get rid of multiple ones. So remove 4. So you can drag your finger, just to show you. You can drag your finger across and select multiple things here. So now we have the chords. Holy senses, the darkness. Under nothing to pay. Nice. So now think outside the box here. You could find popular music that you want to understand how to play. You could plug it into like a radio app. Anything, yeah? And you can do this with MIDI as well. So, for example, I could put like a chord bud running as a MIDI into this, and it will record the MIDI out of chord bud. So so many options already. And now if I want to just drag all these, I can pull them down into my performance. And here's where things get very, very interesting. Yes? let's talk about binding, and then we'll go back a little step. Binding is taking the chords that you have down here, and instead of having to tap on the screen like this, it's binding each chord to a key on your keyboard. And you have 3 ways of doing it. So as I said, you've normally got 3 sections of chords down here. See these little A's? You've got an A and a C down here. These are your binding buttons. So I'm going to bind down here, and you'll notice these keys up here have been blackened out. So now these 4 chords are now attached to those keys. Just to show you, here's my keyboard. I've got to actually attach my keyboard here in AUM. All in the darkness. All in the nice. So we're bound. All good. All bound. Ready to go. So that's super easy. Let's talk about the binding as well, because you can change the binding and move it around on your keyboard. And that can be found right here where these 3 dots are. So if you click on this, you can actually display so you can move it across an octave, move it back an octave on your keyboard, and you can move these key note by note down. So if the chord actually starts on a G, then you can move the binding down to a G. So there's an absolute fuck ton of options. It is absolutely ridiculous. We'll move this back to a C because this is on a C2. Plus, you have this option here with your binding. So if we click on this to the left, you'll notice this is now all keys. So instead of just being the 4 white keys, now we are using the black keys as well. So you've got an option to do that, or you can use a full true scale. So it'll actually take you to the scale of the track, and you can find that. Where are we? It's here. It's this one. So you can actually move that around. We'll leave this back at our only white keys on the C. So that's binding very quickly, and binding will help you play so much faster, so much better. It's really, really incredible, but it gets even better and better and better and better and better and better and better than that. So let's, shall we jump out of AUM and go back to the standalone for a little bit? So that's taking sounds from here, but also you can, we'll quickly do this before we go. We'll clear this project just to show you. It's going to be a long one today, folks, so please stick with us. But it's all content. It's all about this app today only. So we can bring in a scaler up here, and you'll notice if I do a search this time, there's 2 scalers. There's the Scalar 2 and Scalar Light 2. Now remember, Scalar Light 2, use in your effects plugin, or use it in GarageBand. That's your key. So we're going to put Scalar 2 in here. And then let's do a search in here for something like a chord bud. So there's chord bud. And we can attach chord bud over here as an input to Scalar. Right, so it's connect. What am I doing? So we want to send Scalar over there. That's right. Am I doing it right? Now we can pick our chords from here. So we can just go bang. Let's pick some random chords. We'll go crazy, yeah? There we go. So we've got some chords in there. So that's been chosen here in Chord Bud. Then we can jump over to Scalar, open up full screen, and then hit Detect. Now it's set to MIDI, so it's ready to go. And all I should be able to do is just press play. And that's not working because I know what I did wrong. I wanted to choose this one, didn't I? I want to put this in here. All right. And I want to put an instrument in here. So Let's just put pure piano in here for now. I love making mistakes. They make you better. Have I told you that before? They make you better. So we'll send chord bud to send chord bud over here. So now we've got chord bud playing through here. Yeah, good stuff. So this is chord bud playing into pure piano. So now we can go over here to scalar, and you'll see this little line come up saying scalar is. So now if we hit detect, see the noise coming through? We've got audio, so we can do it this way as well. So now if I hit record, so we'll stop. And now if I hit record here, so you can do this with MIDI and with audio. So if I hit record, and now it's waiting for input, and now hit play, you can see those chords coming in. Sweet. So now we'll stop this, and now we have our chords in here. It's let's go scroll over here. We can bind these as well. So let's bind these over here. Now these are bound once again. We need to touch our our keyboard. Sweet. Super easy to do, but I'm going to jump out of here now and go back to the standalone. And we'll cover a few other things. Let's clear this out and we'll come back to it. Alrighty, standalone mode. Let's do it. Wait for it to open. I'll have a cup of coffee. Thanks for being here today. Hit the like if you so would like to. It helps the channel, all that jazz. Oh, man. Alrighty. Let's jump in over here. And look at that. You know what's really cool? When you open it up, it remembers where you left off. It's really nice. It's just, there's been a lot of thought gone into this. They have taken many years to convert this from the PC and Mac version. They've spent a lot of time to make this happen. So we're going to clear this state out. All right, so apart from detecting scales, let's talk about just grabbing a scale, because it's really easy to do. So you actually have this little section here called scales, funnily enough. If you click on it, you get a drop-down box and this little B section opens, yeah? So you can just scroll and you can find a scale, but guess what? There's 804 scales there, so good luck with that. Or you can use these drop-down boxes. You can hit the drop-down box, we can look for an F. So all this will change contextually, so now you can see all the F scales are here. You can scroll and look for them if you want to do that, or you can go through, look for types, and they're all within sections here, so you can find them that way. Or now that you've picked an F, then you can just go in here and say like Dorian, and you're going to get all the Dorian scales here. So I can just pick a Dorian from here. Let's just choose this one, and it has given us our F Dorian scale beginning in triads. So we can hit play. And we're off. Thank you so very much, Dave, for the very kind super chat. You rock, my friend, and I hope you get better soon. I think I saw that you've been having a rough one lately, so I hope you get better soon. I think I'm reading that right. I'm trying to do everything today. Man, what am I doing to myself? So there's our Dorian mode, and we can start playing around with this and building up. Straight away, we can hit our little button over here, and we can add that. So, oh, I didn't do it right. So now it's locked. We have our binding. Lovely. And remember, you can just do this. Now, that's not going to work, is it? Because I don't know the Dorian scale. So it sounds all off. That's not going to work. All right, so what am I going to do here? All right, let's talk about key lock. So we'll talk about key lock, and then we'll jump in and have a look at other ways to create chord structures. Key lock is going to be your best friend. Key lock is amazing. It is found up the top here, so we have a whole bunch of options up here. We have perform, key lock, voicing lock, and humanize. We're going to skip perform for now. We'll come back to it. We're going to go with key lock. when you hit the arrow, you are given key lock mode. And when we click on this, you get 5 different key lock modes. So you get a scale notes mapped. If we click on this, now you'll notice all these keys here, see with the little blue colored thing here? They are the notes in the scale. So you can see what notes to hit. So you've got a representation sitting, hey, what's going on, Cold Egg? A long time no see. So here you've got a representation of the scale of our chord progression here. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah? But it gets better than that. It gets much better than that. See here where this white key is, which doesn't have one. Let's show you my keys. If I go, where are we? C? Let's start down here. Do you see that? I'm hitting the white key, but it's still playing the black key. It refuses to play anything wrong. So let's see these. We've got these 2 notes here. Let's try these 2 notes here. What are they? This one and this one. And you can see they're playing the 2 black keys. There's no way you can fuck up, right? So let's show you. I'm going to play anything here pretty much now. What? It's wicked, man. You actually feel like you could play a piano even though you can't. So very, very cool stuff. And again, I'm going to go back to, you should be able to learn from this. You can see what your scales are. You can see what a scale is. You can understand what these scales are. So let's look at the next key lock thing, which is scale white keys only. Now you'll notice now the keys have changed to numbers. 1, 2, 3, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So essentially I can now play my chord and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's only all the white keys. It's taken all the black keys, and all the black keys have little X's up here. So if you play them, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Only your white keys. Can't really make mistakes, you know? And you know what I said? Mistakes make you better. So how the fuck are you supposed to make mistakes with this? It's so bloody good, but that's not the best of it. So if we check out some more key locks, we have chord notes here. So this has chosen notes from within the chords, so it's contextual. So watch, when I hit the C, we've got our numbers across the top here. We'll zoom in a bit. So here we've got 1, 2, 3. So where are we? 1, 2, 3. So as we play the chords, the numbers will actually change. But you can play the same 3 chords here. Same keys. So it's taking instead of using the scale, it's actually using the chord. So whatever chord I hit, those keys from within that chord are available, yeah? All right, we've got another one in here. So this is chord extensions. And what this one does is virtually the same thing, but it gives you a few more notes that may not be within those chords or within there. So you're getting extensions, like you're getting sevenths, ninths and 11ths kind of thing. So if we play again, plenty of variation. So I mean, it's really incredible. It's super fantastic, this app. And on the last one, you're getting only scale notes, only notes within the scale, yeah? And when I'm hitting this one, I get nothing within here. So there's no way to make a mistake, but you've got black keys in there as well. Super, super, super fun stuff. So that is our key lock, and you can turn that on and off as you want. Also within there too, I'll just show you this. You can actually decide to mute the chords. So if we turn this off to muted, it's only going to, and this is going to work for performances, but we'll show you that soon. We'll go into that soon. All right, let's go back to unmuted. So what else are we going to do here? Let's jump into guitar for a second. Yeah, we'll jump into some guitar, and we'll jump out of this piano here. We'll clear this all out. Let's clear the state, and let's choose a guitar from here. We'll choose an acoustic guitar. There you go, Andy Goldsby. This is your calling. So you'll see now we're in guitar mode. And guess what you can do? Look at this. See this little button here? If I click this, it changes into guitar mode, giving us our guitar chords. What's going on, Bubba? Guitar mode. Now tell me more about guitar mode. You'll see up here, this has been replaced with a little guitar. But if you click these little dots here, you'll get this option. And you've got standard fretboard tuning, so you can change your guitar tuning. You've got a fretboard view, notes. And if we turn on this, chord charts, let's turn this on and see what happens. Watch this. Let's choose a scale now. We'll close this out. Sorry, we'll do this first. Let's choose a song. See if we can find an alternative song maybe. Here's an alternative progression that we've made. We've got guitar selected. Now, if I go up here to our guitar, I hate doing this with a mouse, turn this on. I'm going to drag all these notes down the bottom. Turn on our guitar. Fancy pants. Look at that. You can show you how to play the guitar. We can bind these now as well. So now all these guitars are now bound to our keys. We can change our guitar sound if we want. We've got like an electric guitar here. Now, remember, these are just the sounds built in. As I said, they're not super, super cool. I know, chord boxes. How fucking good is this app? It's like Christmas has come. It's so fantastic. I've been waiting for this app for so long. All right, what else we got? We've got a steel acoustic. So, and what's really cool, check these out. While we're looking at these chords, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. You can actually change the chords on the neck. You can change this. Look at this. So now we've got a bard. We can go over here. We can change these down the neck. Really sick stuff. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably sitting there going, oh, but that's just, it doesn't sound right because it's just all the strings at once. We will get to performance because performance is where you can make these things really shine. So we'll close that out. And as you saw, you may have saw, as I change those, we get variations to our chords here, yeah? All right, let's jump over to our chords. So down the bottom here, while we're in guitar, let's have a look at this. You have these little sections down here, which I'll jump back and forward between. We're going to, while we're in guitar, head over to chords. So when we head over here, we have our, where are we? Am I in the right place? I'll just make sure I'm in the right place for this. Still acoustic. We want to change our chords, pad mod. Yeah. So what I can do is I can change the chords. So we can go in here and actually change these chords. How do we do this? Now see, each of these boxes has a little corner tab. If I click on this corner tab, that becomes selected. Now I can go in here and remove notes. I can actually go in here and remove notes. So I can go up here, take this one out, add this one in. And where you see down here, it's altering our chord. And then when I jump back to the main screen, that's become this horrible chord here. So you can, in this little chord screen, go in here, you can choose selection, so we can hit a D, and it'll give us a selection of chords within the D circle of fifths. So we can start maybe even grabbing this and replacing this down here. There's just not enough time to go through all of the stuff. Go in here is fucking nuts. See you later, Dan. So in here you can change chords. On the fly, you just need to click on the little tab of each one to highlight it, and you can go in and change all the chords. Right, so we'll clear this again. Let's clear this out. We'll go back to something like a piano. We're back to a piano. And let's just choose, what do we got? We'll choose an RM. So let's talk about this now. So not only can you create scales from here, you get a list of songs. Now, there's so many things in here. Look at your categories: common progressions, 70s funk and soul, alternative, blues, bossa nova. I mean, chill, cinematic, classical, contemporary R&B, deep house, disco, drum and bass, EDM, future bass, gospel, hip hop, house, JK pop, jazz, Latin, metal. There's even fucking metal in here. Musicals and theatre, neo soul, pop ballads, pop rock, progressive, punk rock, R&B, rock, synthwave, techno, trance, trap, and world. And within each of these, there's a whole list of things you can grab in here. So maybe we'll just go for some contemporary R&B, because that's right up my wheelhouse. So we've clicked on that, and look at the chords it's given us. Let's play them. Nice. Wonderful. Let's just take the first four of those. I only want the first four, yeah? So I'm just going to select, and to select, you take your finger, drag down here, and just select the four and pull them down into your little palette down here. We'll bind them. So they're all bound now to our keys. I want you to stay with me, baby. Lovely. All right. So let's get into suggesting stuff, because the chord suggester is really, really cool, yeah? And you'll find the chord suggest button over here. This is the suggest. And when we click on it, it gives us this little pop-up window here. And you'll notice the colors. Let's talk about the colors of these chords. So if it is this color here, it means that it is within the scale that we have, which is now a E major scale, yeah? So these, you can quite easily drag these into your song, and they are within the scale. Anything that is light is outside of the scale. but still selected by the algorithms that have been made by this and will fit with your song and create some interesting stuff. The darker ones are right outside, but they're still going to work, right? These things have been chosen to give you interesting patterns. Nothing that's in here should sound shit, yeah? That's the way it works. And you'll notice here we've got tonal, and if I click on this, we get per scale. And the difference is when I change to per scale, all of these are within the scale, yeah? So they're pretty much within that scale. But to make it more interesting, we go back to tonal, because that's where the action is. So let's have a listen to these. And there's heaps of them. If we go across here, there's not just those ones. Everything's sitting here for you to play with. Let's grab that one, throw that in there. So that's just going to go in. So if we hit play here. So the interesting thing is, I'm just going to throw in some random stuff, yeah? So even if it doesn't work kind of thing, we'll throw in some of these darker ones. Now, if I turn on this section here called Auto Detect, it will update the scale to what things have changed. So if we grab another one of these, and it should auto detect the scale and change it up, so that happens as well. All right, so you can see there, suggest, again, I'm not going through too much of this stuff. Plus, we have here like a Lydian scale. If we click on this, we are given a whole bunch of chords now to add in here. It's just endless. It's utterly endless what you can do with this. It's super, 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 super cool. Lovely. And you see, as I add chords down to the bottom, the bindings increase. So it's contextual. It grows with your project that you're building down here. We'll clear this again. And I want to cover quickly sequencing. Yeah, sequencing. So let's just grab another song from here. We'll grab what do we go? We'll look for like a pop ballad or something. Or maybe, a pop ballad. Let's just grab number 2 pop ballad. Here it is. Lovely. So we'll grab all of these, drop them down into the bottom. We'll bind them. So we've got our keys here. Lovely. Now I want to take you over to the sequence screen, because this is where things get really, really cool. Like they're not already cool. In our sequence screen, here's where you can actually start changing the octaves, inversions, semitones, playback timings. Yeah? Glad you asked, Jim. Look at this. Playback timings and performance stuff, which we haven't covered yet, but it'll be next on this list. So here we can, underneath each chord here, we can change the octaves. So we can take this one down 1, this one up 1, down 1, leave that one there, up 1, down 1. So now when we hit play, plus we also have inversions. So let's take this second one here. Now you'll see when I turn this up 1, we've got now an E major / B. Let's do this one here. We'll take this up 2. We'll take this one down. Now we hit play. Beautiful. So we also have playback timings. Now this is per note. So here we have duration and repeat. So hopefully you understand what's going on here. We can make this one shorter. We'll take this down. You get a drop box when you click on it. We'll take it to 0.5. We'll leave this one at 1. We'll turn this one up to 2. We'll put this one up to 2 as well. And we'll leave all the rest at 1. So now when we hit, and even you can add a repeat to them. So I can take this 2 here and give it 2 repeats. So now when we hit play, let's change this one down to a 0.5 and this one to a 0.75. So as you can see, plenty of room to actually build your timing for your song. Wonderful stuff. And we'll come back to this because now we're going to look at performances. So we'll stop this here. We'll keep this progression, head back to our main page, and we've got our perform section up the top here. So this is where the real magic happens with perform. So we'll click on this. You get a huge drop down box, and these are your options. You've got arpeggio, strumming, performances, phrases, rhythms, bass, melody, sequences, and strummed sequences. So if we just kick off with a performance, and you've got common performances. I mean, look at all this stuff. I don't even know what half this stuff is. It's brilliant. Common performances, and we'll hit like a basic performance. So now all of these tracks have got a performance happening. You ready? Let's hit play. And you can see on our sequence, we've still got all these timings happening, yeah? Complex timings, complex durations and repeats, octaves, inversions. You can go down semitones. This thing is balls, man. Balls to the wall. What's going on, Vortex? Good to see you. But it gets better. While we're in here, while we're back here in the sequence screen, you have playback performances. If I click on this, you'll notice all of these, for each chord, it's set to global. Are you feeling where I'm going here? You can make each of these have their own individual performance. And I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So you hit global, and we're going to hit group 1, global, group 2, global, group 3. You can match. You can have like the first chord be a group 2 as well, so it'll play the same performance, yeah? It's up to you. Hit global, let's do group 4, global, group 5. We'll leave that for now. So now we've got that very performance screen that we had up here, over here in our sequence for individual notes. So if we hit performances, or we'll just go with, for this one, we'll leave that there. For this one, we'll hit a basic performance number 4. For this one, we'll hit a basic performance number 6. For this one, we'll do a basic performance, number 9. And this one, we'll do a basic performance number 10. So, are you ready? This app is just the tits, man. Fuck off. This app is absolutely awesome. So, I've just chosen performances there. Now you saw in the performance tab, there's so many more. So let's take another one of these, and we'll take performances here, and we'll choose an arpeggio for this one. And now in here, you can see we've got an 1/8 up, full. So it gives you the full breadth of an arpeggio. Let's go into this one here, change the performance to rhythms, shall we? And we'll hit play, see what happens there. So we're going to arpeggio now to a performance, a basic performance. So the rhythms give you like chord stabs and stuff like that. They're rhythms, yeah? We can go into this last one. We'll go into this first one, maybe. Let's add another one here. So we'll add a group 6, performances. Maybe we'll do a melody. And for this one, we'll do a strum, maybe. Because you've got strumming as well. It's sick, I know. Strumming. And we'll do a slow strum. See you later, Kim. Enjoy your dinner. I know we're going long today, guys, but please bear with me. You're going to want to check out. There's still so much more we'll get through. I want to do it all in one comprehensive show. Beautiful, yeah? $18.99, man. $18.99 for this US. It's ridiculous. And remember, I can jump over to the main screen now and change this to whatever I want. Bite me. This is ridiculous. What else we got? Let's throw in a... let's go get an orchestral sound in here. We haven't even covered orchestral sounds yet. Man. Yeah, I know, Gregory. It's a little bit more for us. And I have to let you know, I did pay for this copy. So, I paid for this out of my own money, of course. I couldn't wait if we're ever going to get codes or anything like that. Man, how beautiful. Let's show some brass ensemble. We've got synth sounds. I don't know what to tell you. So there's your performance. I mean, there's so many different performances in here. I could sit here and go through them forever. It is ridiculous. We've looked at performances. We've looked at keys lock. Let's jump in and clear this again because, you can just clear it. It's awesome. Not only do you have song styles in here, so ballads and all that, which we, very briefly covered, we have artists, and there's been a whole bunch of artists who have created. Now, remember, all these scales that these artists have created and that have been created by the Scalar plugin crew, these are all, they're not taken from other artists, so they're royalty free. You're not going to get like slammed or anything. And you have all these amazing artists who've added their beats, their sounds, and there's heaps of them. Absolutely tons of them. And there's a community tab down the bottom, which I expect is going to grow as it goes on with people from the community, because you saw at the start when you open it, there's a whole community section. And I'm sure this is probably going to end up being a place where community members start adding their own things, and it keeps growing. Man, this thing's just going to get better and better. So in here, we can just go look for someone random, Scott Diaz. Let's grab his chords, have a listen. Nice. And straight away we're told what scale this is. So there's our scale then. It tells you again, exotic, Latin and lively, sexy times. Up here we're shown the scale. Again, so we know how to play it on our keyboard. Remember, we have our keys lock up here. So let's bind this sucker again. Hit our keys lock. We'll put it within the chord notes. And again. Too much. All right, let's talk about voicings now that we have these wonderful set of chords up here. We'll skip, but now I've turned off this little light here, so our bindings, and I want to grab some of these. Let's just grab the first 6, yeah? And we'll bring these down the bottom here. So now we have the first 6. We'll add our bindings back down here. Let's look at voicing lock. So if I turn on voicing lock, let's play this. And listen what happens when I turn on voicing lock. You'll notice there's more notes being played in there, and you have the option to go in here. So we've got dynamic voice locks. We can go and add grouping. It's utterly. Guitar voicings, drop 2 voicings. Whole lot of voicings you can add here. Really, really cool. We'll go back to dynamic for now. Plus, you have this last section which is called humanize. So you can humanize the velocity and the timing, or you can humanize both. So if we add humanization to this, and maybe a performance. So now the humanize is varying up the velocities of the keys that are pressed. So out there, man. Or you can individually go in and quantize stuff yourself. There's even swing. It's too much. I can't deal with it. It's just too much. So now we have all of them running. We have perform, keys lock, voicing, humanize. And at the same time, we can suggest more chords. Add something else in there. If you, oh, it's ridiculous. It's too ridiculous. Let's get rid of that. We'll put in what do we want? This probably won't work. It did work. There you go. Beautiful. Because the chords that get suggested to us, they're smart. They're not silly. All right. Now that we've covered kind of that, we'll stop this and let's jump over to our pad section. Here's our pad section. And now that whatever you drag down here into this section here, once you go over to pad, here is your song builder. So you'll notice there's all our chords waiting, ready to go in our chord builder. We can add a new pattern here and start building a song. We can even go in here and I think if we hold shift and then click, is that how you do it? And hold, you can rename it, you can remove it, you can edit it. So you can rename your tracks and all that stuff. Remember your shift button allows you to do bring up your extra menu to change things. So, yeah, I mean, you've got all this as well. It's utterly ridiculous. So you can add more patterns in here, create a whole song, hit play. And you can copy these if you want, drag them down here, maybe, you know, remove this one from here, yeah, and make it a bit shorter. Let's go ahead and remove this one. So now you've got your 2 patterns. And now when we head back to our main screen, you'll notice we've got a pattern 1 and a pattern 2. So again, you can build your songs up in the pad screen. So we've got main, sequence, where you can change your chords, your octaves, performances, your chord section, where you can actually, and you'll see here, we looked at the guitar earlier, but if I click on this chord here, you can now go in and remove notes. So let's remove this D here. We can remove this D here and replace it with this D here. Did I put that in there? Which one are we on? Yeah, we're on that one. So put that Yeah, cool. So that D's in there. You can take it. You can add extra notes if you want. You can do whatever you want. We'll add an F in there as well. Am I doing the right thing there? So you can do all that kind of stuff. And the last screen is our mod screen. Let's talk about this, and let's clear our state. So we're back to the beginning again. I want to talk about this lastly in our mod screen. Then we'll build a track and I'll show you how to build something in AUM, and that'll wrap everything up with the last look at GarageBand, how it works. So we are now in the mod screen, and we've cleared everything from Scalar. I'm going to choose, let's choose some brass, not bass, some orchestral. We'll choose the brass ensemble, and we'll head to our mod screen. And you'll see here, we've got a C major scale, and we can choose a different scale here by checking out our our little scale wheel here. So we might want to choose an F if we want. There's our F. Did you see that? We've now been given, so we've got a C scale here. And it's given us the next pathway to an F scale. So now we can go, so you can actually start building pathways to next sections that are in a totally different fucking scale. This is very cool. Very, very cool, as Pete Johns would say. So we'll clear that again. Let me go back here, grab our brass section again. That's not what I wanted to show you. Brass ensemble. Now in here, this is our modulation, in our mod section. And I'm going to choose, I think it is it progression? I think it's progression. Yeah, I think it's progression. So if I've got a scale in here, so a C scale, if I choose let's choose a C. Is that how I have to do it? Or do I go at the start and choose one? Let's choose one from here. There we go. We'll drag this scale in here over to our mod. And now, I don't think it's that. I think it's, is it medians? I can't remember. Fuck. All right, so it's this one. Cool. So we're in medians, right? Now, what's really cool about this, when you hit a note, it's going to give you the next row of things that will work. So we hit this C here. So now I'm going to hit this A minor. And now I'm going to hit this F major. And maybe this D major. And we're building up these chords here. Man, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Let's choose another one. It's just, this is ape shit. So now we can replace all these if we want. We can drag this over these. And now we have this beautiful. These ones are kind of ruin it, so we can delete them. We don't want these. Let's just remove these. We'll remove this one as well. In fact, we'll remove this one too. Why not? And now we've got these 4 notes here. If we go back to our main screen, let's add some performance. Let's go into our performance screen and find, what can we find? Phrases, rhythms, performances. Let's just throw in something expressive. I don't even know what this is. Let's try something else. Maybe just a performance. So the other thing you can do here in your performance screen, we didn't touch on this, you can slow down these. You can slow down the resolution, speed them up. I mean, the scale of this app is absolutely incredible. I think I've covered most things in here except the this section here. So, and then we'll jump into AUM quickly. These are your options. So you've got a tempo button, so you can change your tempo. Chord duration. So the way the chord duration works is it goes up to 8 bars, so 16 beats, and this is your global. So this decides the global. We can change this to half a beat. So now when I play this, what? And always, you've got a suggestion down here to offer more voicings, more variations to add to these. It's fucking sick. It's just nuts. All right, so let's jump over here so you can save these as well. Before we jump out of the standalone, you can save these. So you just hit save, you give it a name, and you can save the full screen, the full session, which will save everything. Or you can save the individual parameters. All right, so let's just save this full session. I'm going to call this just show demo and hit OK. And now I can even export this as well. So I can export this over to my external hard drive if I want. So we can go save to files, open this up. We can go to my Rocket Pro and just hit save. I think I've actually, did I make a folder for this? I can't remember. Probably did. What's it called? Scalar. There we go. And I can hit save. Let's just stop. We'll just export it into save files. Rocket Pro save. So that's saved that. So I can import that in anytime I want, in another instance, wherever I want, or up the top here, I can import something else I've made before. So we can go import state. And I can, I forget how to do it. Replace existing, choose a chord set. So here are my chord sets. We've got a test one here. I can load this up, okay. And now, did it work? I don't know if I actually did that then. Import, baby. Here we go. So I can now go to my files. Here's one I did earlier. Scalar, sessions, test. And here's my test session. And there we go. All of it's in here now. Wonderful. All right, let's open up in AUM. We've got, I'll probably go another 10 minutes, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today and being patient. There's a lot to cover. It's such an incredible app. It really is. And we'll open up AUM. And I want to show you sharing these sounds. So I'm going to open 4 audios here. So we've got 4 tracks. And what I'm going to do is open a scalar in each of them. So let's hit scalar, look for scalar. And we want our scalar 2. And instead of just opening another one, did you know you can do this as well? You can hold down and select, and then hold down on each one and copy a new version into here. This is a new update that is in AUM. So that makes it nice and easy. So now if I go in here to the first one, we'll go full screen. and I create a song. Let's go for, I don't know, musicals and theatre. Musicals and theatre. Number 2. So here's our scale. Shall we go with an orchestra? Or maybe some brass ons. Oh, let's go with a choir. Hey, Gary Hubbs. Hey, Zach, what's going on? So there's our scale, yeah. Should we add some variation to it? I think so. So let's just grab all of this. We'll just grab the whole lot. And we'll bring all this down. We'll bind it. So now we've got it on our keys, yeah? So now we can just play it. Oops, I've got to add my keyboard. I always forget that. Nice. Now let's add some keys lock. Let's add a keys lock to this. So we've got our keys lock mode. We can even add a performance to it. We can add a vintage and a humanize. Right, so why am I doing this? I want to show you this because this is really sick. I want to have the same thing going across all 4 of these instances of Scalar, right? And I want it to lock to the door as well. I want it to play to the door. I want to be able to hit play on AUM and have it lock. Here's where you can do that. Over here in your settings, you've got a door sync. Now, if I turn the door sync on, we are now sunk to this. So now if I hit play, nice, but I want to change the timing up a bit and make it a bit longer. So let's go into our beats and we'll mix this up to like 6. And we'll hit play again. Maybe we'll take it to 4. 4 is better. All right, so you can see it moving across the bottom. Remembering, I can still play on my keyboard as well. And it's gonna be in the same chords as they change. So if we hit play, I've hit the little loop on here. Hit play again now. Let's go back here. But here is the piste de resistance. You can sync these, all 4 of these instances. And if I go over here to the little S button, there is this little section here called sync. When I click on it, wait for it and see this, it's connecting. Let's go zoom it in a bit. It's now 3 other instances are connected. It's realized that there are 3 other instances open, and it gives you the selection to just choose the selected sound, the articulation, keys lock, voicing, grouping, the selected scale, the progression, the door sync, all this, or you can just hit entire state and hit sync, let it do its bizzo, and it's syncing. So over here it's saying instant synced, instant synced. So now, once they're all done, I can close this out and open this second one here and look at that. all the same chords are in there. So what I can do is now go in here and change this to, and we can change it to a brass ensemble, go into the performance, and we can change the performance to a different kind of part. Yeah. Then we can go into the next one because we've got the same scale all synced up. And we can go in here. What can we change this to? A synth, maybe some pads. This one here. Go into our performance, change this to something random. Who knows? It'll probably work. And then our fourth one, go in here. What can we change? Bass, maybe? Some acoustic guitar. And we'll go in and change this to strumming. Where's our strumming? Performance. Strumming, we'll make the strumming slow. And now, if all works, I should just be able to hit play and we should have a whole bunch of instruments. Unbelievable. So now if I want to add some drums, I can just go to Hammerhead. Because it's all synced up, man. Ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So in saying this, yeah, if we remove this whole thing, the same thing would apply if we clear this out quickly. The same thing would apply if you opened up four MIDIs here and go in here and choose scalar, MIDI scalar control, yeah. Because as I said in the beginning, there's 3 versions of Scalar. There's Scalar 2, Scalar 2 Lite, and Scalar MIDI control. So we can now go in here and I can hold down, select this, and then copy these into here. Hold down, copy, copy. And now this time, create 4 audio channels of any AUv3 that we want to, yeah? Pure piano. So we'll just create one for now. Again, we can go into this first one, do the exact same thing. Create a scale, create a song, whatever we want, 70s funk and soul, done. There's our scale. We need to connect this first one to set this on sorry, we'll drag this down. We'll drag all these down. Just give me a sec. Come on. Drag all these down into here. So now, again, we sync it up to our door. That's sunk to the door now. We'll change this to 4 beats for now. We'll add in a performance. So once again now, we can turn on our keys lock, do all this stuff again. Now we can hit our S button and we can sync these up again. It's going to detect, is it going to, yep, it's detected the 3 other instances, entire states. Sync. Now it's sunk them all up now as MIDI controllers. So now all these are sunk up with the same settings. And then we can go in and add whatever we want as AUv3s. Yeah, so iSymphonic, whatever you want. And then we attach this to the second one, second scalar. Go in here, change the pattern a little bit, like so, and we hit play. And so on, 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 and so on. Pretty shit hot stuff. Best $20 you'll ever spend. This is amazing. And the last thing I want to show you, thank you all once again for hanging out for this incredibly long show. I haven't covered all of it, of course. There's still way, 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 way more that you will discover yourself, and that's what it's all about. Let's just quickly open up GarageBand, because I know there's people with GarageBand who want to know, how do I use it in GarageBand? Because, and you know, the same thing, you can use this in Cubasis, all your other doors. Just GarageBand's a pain in the ass, as usual. Typical fucking GarageBand. All right. Yeah, Canada. It's probably $1 million there in Canada. I'll start a brand new project. So, in GarageBand, create a brand new song. Go to your audio units, scroll down, and you will see there's two scalars here. Two scalars, Scalar 2 and Scalar Light. For GarageBand, you'll want to use Scalar Light or it won't work. This one will not work. This is the one that is made for GarageBand. And it does guitars, dude. You weren't here. Were you here for the guitars, Hubs? There's even metal scales. There's heavy metal scales. There's metal guitars. There's guitar chords, guitar fret. It's idiotic. It's too much. Too much. My brain's going to explode after this show. You know? Sorry, my GarageBand takes a bit of time. Let's play some music while we're waiting.
It's ready.
Finally.
All right. So here we are in GarageBand, and there it is. Here is Scalar. You can hit the little arrow down here, and guess what? It all works just as you would expect. We can go in, find some chord progressions, some cinematic progressions. Let me go. I thought I hit the right one there. Progressive. Let's go with synthwave. There we go. We'll choose some synth sounds. It's a marimba. What else do we have? Distance. What's this one? Now, the one why I wanted to open this up here in GarageBand to show you one little thing. GarageBand is finicky, right? So if you're wanting to play chords in, let's copy all these chords and drag them down here. You want to play them in. If I hit record now, and now if I go over here and sync this up to the door, because you've got to sync it up if you're going to like let it play, watch what happens. It's sunk to the door, and now it's matching the 110 BPM. But if I hit record, it's already playing while the countdown's going. That's not what I want. Why, GarageBand? Why? Right, there's a way to fix that. Let me delete this and go back to the start. So the way to fix it is to go into GarageBand and turn off your metronome counting. It's the only way I could seem to get it to work. So now when we hit record, and we'll hit loop on this, it just starts recording straight in. So there we've stopped that. Now the one thing you have to remember with GarageBand, if I now hit playback and have these chords down here, they will play along with the recorded stuff. GarageBand's just horrible sometimes. So I'm just going to clear this out. So now we can go in here and play this back. But it's reverted to the piano. So now I can add whatever I want. Where's your MIDI? Hello, Sith. What's going on? So you can do it. And now this is the test. It's GarageBand. I don't know what to tell you guys. You've always got to find workarounds with GarageBand. It's a painful thing. You can drag, oops, go back. You can drag your file into something else. See what I mean? So if you've got a sound in GarageBand you'd like to use, you can drag it in. We can create another sound here. We can go and change this out for a different tone. We've got cloud formation. I don't know. Let's go hexagon space. So it can be used in GarageBand as well. What do you guys think? If you're watching on the replay, please leave a comment. Tell me, is this something you're going to buy? How are you going to use it? I think it's fucking amazing. I'm going to use the absolute shit out of this. It's just going to become a part of my songwriting, a part of creating interesting. I mean, this opens up so many doors. Are you going to buy this in the chat? Is this something you're going to buy? Let us know. Do the comment. Hey, if you like today's show, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let me know. Today we didn't have an opening artist. There's a link pinned up the top there if you want to check out the app. Go straight over to it. There's a link straight to the App Store. It's an incredible app. Really, really is cool. Jim bought it already. I know a few people have bought it already, and I've been hanging to do a show on it. I hope I've covered as much as I possibly can. You will be seeing this in future shows because it's that darn good. I'm going to be using it to show other apps and all that kind of thing because it just does so much. Awesome stuff. Thank you all for being here with me today. You know what? We're going to do a bit of a reverse today and go out with an amazing artist that I love heaps. And I'm going to play out the show with this. And I suggest you go check her out. Her name is Josephine DeSmet. She is wicked. And this is a song called The Angry Breakup Song. Folks, remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And remember, we all rise together. See you tomorrow, yeah? Bye-bye.
Just a little mistake that I can't erase. I was forsaken, left and read. Not an open book. Boy, I got you hooked at the taste of the tip of my mystery. Keep me concealed and I promise I'll make up for all the times that you chain me down. Have a good live at me and I promise you it's the last one that you'll experience. Do you miss me now? Swear I hear you crying in your sleep. Bad decisions, why? But you never said it to my face. Are you happy now? Can a voices tell you otherwise? One day I will die. But you won't be the last I see. Don't leave your thoughts unsaid. It's not up to me to guess everything that you expect from me. Even if I knew, let's be honest, I would be submissive as long as it's right for me. Be my victim, won't forgive you. Figure out where we need to be. It's not up to me to make this right. Do you miss me now? Swear I hear you
Stunning.
Get